Well, a real coup for us here in the Super SaturTaxi again, because we've been long since watching what's been going on away perhaps from linear television, as they call it, onto socials. And here's a man, Donovan Goliath, who is, along I have to say with his better half, very entertaining. So Donovan, great to have you in the Super SaturTaxi.
Thank you for inviting me. You know, I always said that you have to be somebody very famous, rich, or just interesting to get in this backseat. So
and you're all three.
Thank you very exactly. That's why I couldn't understand why I've never been invited. So we are here now.
One of the reasons why you're in the taxi, because it happens organically as well, who we put in the taxi. And Jose said to me, Neil, we need to find a proper giant for the taxi. So obviously, Giant and Goliath went hand in hand. But one of the questions we want to ask, because many people ask, how many Goliaths are there? And I know this for a fact. Some people will think that it's a wind-up, but you're not relatable. Certainly you with the other Goliaths that you work with, which is incredible.
Not at all. So there are three comedians. It's myself, Jason, and Nicholas. I'm not related to them. Pure coincidence. We met on stage at Cool Runnings 2011. Nicholas and Jason are cousins. Then there's Kate Goliath, who's
the mom?
Jason's sister.
Oh, sister.
Yeah, she's the sister.
Jason's sister.
Gail Goliath
is the mom.
Is the mom.
There's a lot of Goliaths.
There's a lot of Goliaths.
Do we have enough Davids to match all these Goliaths?
David is my second name, so that's
bizarre.
This is amazing. Like, we've planned this thing very, very well.
Now, the other thing I wanted to say is not everything is smooth sailing in your life, and people will appreciate this, certainly extra Super Saturday viewers, because you are the brother-in-law of Liam Del Calm. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. In fact, when Liam said to me about your lovely wife being a concert violinist,
yes,
he actually said she's on the fiddle. So being in South Africa, that probably could make quite a little bit of sense. But it's a family, it must be a crazy family unit, because he's rugby mad, right?
He is rugby mad. What do they call aeronautics? He's just obsessed with planes and obsessed with travel. Probably one of the smartest people I've ever met. Like, you could ask Liam anything about travel, countries, music. Hey, and apparently you are quite the music,
we have that in common.
Genius.
We have the genius thing in common as well. Thank you for saying so.
There we go.
No, we don't. But no, Liam is a character and, of course, a regular Super Saturday. It's about time we have him back. We're saving him for the World Cup, because there's a World Cup rugby here.
Yes, of course.
You know, we live in a fascinating country. We always have, but we've got our challenges. For a comedian, though, some of that is the source on which you can build. And I think of just load shedding, just one subject. And there's humor around it. What's it like to be a comic in South Africa?
Oh, man, that's such an interesting question. And whenever anybody asks me this, you know, South Africa is I guess it's an easy and a difficult place to perform in, you know, because it's still, I guess, from a stand-up comedy space, we're still very young, you know, so somebody like Trevor, you know, really cut through the clutter. We are so rich with content here, man. There are things happening all the time. There are always things to pull from. We've got, I mean, with social media and just access to everything now, we can start pulling from international references because people get those as well. Trending topics, it's so wide open. I think a lot of the big mistake that a lot of people make, and it's becoming very sensitive now, is, you know, people touching on stereotypes, on, you know, little cultural nuances that some might find quite sensitive, that people touch on and make a joke about it, and that just, I mean, that you could get cancelled tomorrow.
We can reverse it.
Really?
Duh.
I keep saying that.
Donovan, before we say farewell, there's a lot of people out there who maybe haven't consumed some of your fascinating content.
I doubt that.
But for those that haven't, because you've got some great stories. I love your Escobar story, and recently you did this one with the petrol, which was fantastic.
Yes.
Where does one get hold of it? How does one access it?
I mean, I'm pretty much on every single platform right now. Donovan Goliath, it's not D-O-N-A. So a lot of people spell my name or search for my name the way they would say my name. Donovan. Yeah, it's D-O-N-O-V-A-N Goliath. You'll find me there. And yeah, man, we're just trying to always, I guess, tell new, interesting stories, keep people entertained, keep ourselves entertained. And there's a comment I got this morning, actually. Somebody was saying, hey, man, you're not churning out as much as you used to. But it's all just about quality content.
I was going to say, quality is always better than quantity.
Exactly.
Well, the thing about Super SaturTaxi, we always promise you giants, and today we had a giant of comedy in South Africa. Thank you very much for coming in. Donovan, David Goliath.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.